Yeah, Priyanka, you're good to go.
Good evening, Toastmasters, guests, and my lovely newbies. I welcome you all to the 68th session of Vellore Toastmasters Club. First and foremost, a very, very happy new year to one and all. Inserts all cliche WhatsApp forward text. Well, how is the 2021 treating you all so far? Any New Year resolutions, although they're not meant to be followed? Yes, sir, have you got any resolution? Any resolutions?
I'm gonna talk less this year.
Wow.
Vijay sir
Okay,
is
so
the
everyone
most motivated person. You can look at his WhatsApp statuses and find out.
exactly, sir. Your WhatsApp statuses speak more than you. Okay.
That's why I said I'm gonna try to speak lesser.
Yes. So is Vijay sir the only one person with a resolution this year?
No, I think TMI is my resolution this year.
Okay, that's nice. So
My resolution is that I'm going to stop eating junk food this year.
wow, I'll join you, Rithik, but I know I'm definitely not going to follow it. I'll still try. I'll try my best. Okay. To succeed, I mean, we all have a purpose in life, a vision and mission. So, is there any mission? I mean, what is the mission in your life, Saumini?
I don't have one right now. I think this question should be best suited to Vijay sir only.
Vijay sir again.
Because he's en route somewhere. He speaks about it every day.
See, life is always a journey, right? So we need to be en route somewhere. You can't say that you don't have a mission or a vision. See, when somebody asked Elon Musk, why Mars? Why out of everything you want to launch someone? He said he wanted to give mankind a tomorrow. We are surrounded with so many risks, then the earth can just go away like this. I'm giving a hope. I'm giving a tomorrow. We're going to colonize Mars as a backup plan for Earth. Do you think this could have been a possible? This can even be a mission in the wildest imagination of anyone? But he had. And just this year, 2021, he's become the richest man on the face of Earth. I believe we should all have some vision.
Likewise, our Toastmasters also has a vision. And anyone here who would like to state what the vision and mission of Toastmaster is? As I guess I've forgotten the couple of lines by memorized lines. No one? No one wants to stand a chance? All right. The vision of Toastmasters is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning experience by which our members develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, before we start this meeting, I have a few ground rules that all of you must abide by. Number one, please keep your mics unmuted unless and until you want to talk. Do not use your cell phones. Please restrain yourselves from talking about religion, sex, and politics. And lastly, please to keep your videos on as eye contact is an essential part of a healthy communication. Over to the presiding officer for the day, Toastmaster Parit.
Yeah. So thank you, Sergeant at Arms, for starting the session with a beautiful introduction. So, a very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, I am the presiding officer for today's session as Toastmaster Rahul George is absent. So, I hereby declare that the session number 68 of fellow Toastmasters Club is charged. Yes. So, firstly, have you ever think the word Toastmaster, where does it derive from? So let me tell you that in the first week of January. So in general, a Toastmaster is a person who proposes toast, dishes, and also a person who introduces the after dinner speakers in a special ceremony. So similar to in a Toastmasters club, a Toastmaster of the day is a person who comes up with a lot of ideas. So that refers to toast, and he will be introducing the speakers of the session. Yes. This is for the information of the guests and also for the newbies of our club. So we have two newbies in our club. So one is Toastmaster Destiny and the another person is Toastmaster Kriti Surana. So as they are new to our club, so firstly, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Darshini to introduce about herself in few words. Toastmaster Darshini, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Darshini, and I'm in my third year of BBA, and I've written some of the entrances, and I'm looking forward to do an MBA. So that's about me, and I wanted to join Toastmasters to improve a lot of skills of mine, and that's about me. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Darshini. And I hope you have a wonderful journey ahead with our Vellore Toastmasters Club. So
Thank you.
secondly, I would like to call Toastmaster Kriti Surana to introduce about herself.
Hello everyone, I am Kriti, studying in VIT University, currently pursuing MTech Software Engineering Integrated. So I wanted to join Toastmasters to develop my public speaking skills as well as inspire others in doing so. Hoping that this journey will be fruitful and I enjoy the most and cherish the most the memories.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Kriti. And I hope you also have a wonderful journey with us. So next, I would like to call the guest of today's session. So Anika, I think she is not now. So yeah, let's move on. So today we have a Toastmaster of the day, a person who is always comes up with different topics of life, indeed interesting topics of life. And I believe he's the person who finds beauty in simple things. Yes, it's none other than Toastmaster Rithik for you. So I would like to hand over the session to Toastmaster Rithik, who is the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Thank you, Presiding Officer Bharat, for that kind intro. Thank you so much. Jim Rohn once said, "We must all suffer from one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs in ounces, while regret weighs in tons." Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, new Toastmasters, my dear guests. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening at Vellore. I am here, you all are here, and I would like to take this moment to welcome you all to yet another flabbergasting session of Vellore Toastmasters Club. I love what Jim Rohn says and absolutely believe in what he said. The idea that we all will suffer from pain sounds miserable. It sounds miserable because by nature, we are designed to seek pleasure and avoid pain. But if you think about it, it's actually liberating. It's liberating to accept the fact that pain is inevitable in life. Ever since the lockdown started, I've started consuming junk food. It's been about 10 months now, and still, no matter how much I try, I'm not able to break this habit. As a result, my body weight have gone up, my energy levels have come down, and more importantly, I don't feel good about myself. By now, I can tell you that I've been suffering from pain, and my pain was not discipline, but it was regret. Regret of not having a healthy body, regret of not having a healthy mind. What I've been doing during the lockdown was seeking pleasure and running from pain. I've been looking for ways to instantly gratify my senses. Whenever I felt sad, unhappy, or depressed, I would binge eat to make myself feel better, in spite of knowing that it's taking a heavy toll on my health. Raise your hands if you have felt the same way. You know that indulging in certain pleasures is taking a toll on your life, but you do it anyway. Could be anything from social media, video games, Netflix, junk food, smoking, oversleeping. Just raise your hands. I see quite a few hands. Ladies and gentlemen, the question really is, how do we come out of this endless cycle of instant gratification? We will come to an answer by the end of this wonderful session. Meanwhile, for the benefit of the guests, Every Toastmaster meet has 3 segments. Segment 1 is where the Toastmaster members of the club, they come and deliver projects based on their pathways. Segment 2 is called the table topics. It's a fun-filled segment that is open to all. The topic master will pick a speaker at random and they'll have to talk on random topic for about 1 to 2 minutes. What table topic really does is improves your impromptu speaking skills. The final segment is really the core of Toastmasters meet, feedback. Your roles and projects will be evaluated and you'll receive an instant constructive feedback that you can learn from and build on. Like I said, since evaluation is really the core of Toastmasters comradeship, I'll not be the one who will be evaluating. There's a special role called general evaluator who handles evaluations. And today's general evaluator is someone I absolutely admire. I admire her dedication to never stop learning. She has always taken up challenging roles and have come a long way in terms of growth. And today is not any different. She has taken up this humongous responsibility on her shoulders at a very short notice. And in fact, if I'm not wrong, it is her first time as general evaluator. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for general evaluator today, Mahalakshmi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rithik. You gave a wonderful introduction. I fully admire. I'm wishing you a happy New Year. And today I'm very glad to be a general evaluator. Yes, you are right. This is my first time as a general evaluator. Knowingly, unknowingly, I'm being a general evaluator today. First, I would like to welcome our newcomer Toastmaster Kruti and Toastmaster Darshini and wishing them to have a great success in their life with the Toastmaster Club. Today, my job is just overlooking the entire process, like watching a cinema with my friends. Okay, finally, I'll give my report of I give them a comment over the movie. Okay, I have a perfect team with me that is called tag team. This is the time to introduce my team. First, I will call my timer Toastmaster Somini. Toastmaster Somini.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I hope I'm audible. Yes. So, as the TMOD said, delayed gratification is the act of resisting an impulse to take an immediately available reward in the hope of obtaining a more valued reward in the future. As a timer today, it is my responsibility to keep track of how much you can delay in your speeches to attain the ultimate reward. So the prepared speeches will be given 5 to 7 minutes within which the speaker has to complete his or her speech. At the 5th minute, the green card will be raised, and at the 6th minute, the yellow card, and red card at the 7th minute. For the table topic speeches, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. The green card will be raised at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. For the evaluation speeches, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. The green card will be raised at 2 minutes, yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes. The green card is the qualification time for which your speeches will qualify. After the red card is raised, you will be given 30 seconds of a window to finish your speeches to qualify for the end rewards. So all the best to all the speakers. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soft. Next, I welcome our on-counter Toastmaster Bharat.
And suddenly, the Kajal Agarwal enters the place and says, "Unga toothpaste la uppu irukka?" Which translates, "Does your toothpaste has salt?" Hey, this is just a drama. So, a very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And I hope you all might have guessed my role with my intro. Yes, I am the R counter for today. So, when you're delivering your speech, if you use the fillers such as and if they use those fillers, and people may distracted from your speech, and also it will decrease the value of your speech. So that's why I'm here today. So I'll be keeping track of the R's, ers, and also for the repeated words in your speech. And I will present my report at the end of all your speeches. Values of the day.
Thank you, Accountant Toastmaster Bharat. Next, I would like to call our grammarian, Toastmaster Priyanka. Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, General Evaluator. 15 items or less. Is this sentence right or wrong? Anyone?
Wrong.
15 items or less. Saumini, is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it wrong?
I don't know why it is wrong, but it is 15 items is less.
No, okay. It's supposed to be 15 items or fewer. Why? Because countable number of items. And it is supposed to be used in situations when someone asks you how many, because it is countable. Less is supposed to be used when it is uncountable or bulk, and when you're asked how much. So you see the importance of grammar. No matter how good your vocabulary, how high your English language is, or how fashionable you speak, a small grammatical error can lower your credibility and the quality of your speech. Today, I, as a grammarian, will make a note of the good usage of grammar, phrases, and idioms in your speeches, pay attention to the small grammatical errors, and also suggest you on how not to repeat them in future. But before that, I also have another important duty. It is to let you know the word of the day. And today's is a very simple word, mindful, which means to be conscious or aware of something. Example, we must remain mindful of these lessons from history. Anyone else who want to try? Anyone? One? Okay. Yes, sir?
Mindful eating is the key to good health.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? No one? Okay. I encourage you all to use the word of the day in your speeches. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. You're always fabulous with your grammarian role and every role. And I will give my report with my tag team at the end of the meeting when I call up back. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. For nearly 100 years, Toastmasters has helped millions of people around the world become confident communicators, public speakers, and leaders. And we have joined Toastmasters for different reasons. For me, I used to believe that the reason of my death would be public speaking. Someday I would be called on stage to give a speech, and what happened next would become a history. The next day, you'll see a news reporter on TV reporting that once in a blue moon do we witness a death like this, where a young man was asked to give a speech in front of people, and what happened next was something very unusual. He runs out of words, had panic attacks, and passes away. The postmortem report states that the reason behind his death is public speaking. What an embarrassing way to die. This is just my wildest imaginations, though. Unlike me, we have two new Toastmasters in the house today who have joined us for very practical reasons. Toastmaster Darshini is a business student who loves listening to music and to dance. For anyone who's in business, presentation skills are of paramount importance. She is here to improve it. At Toastmasters Club Darshini, you'll learn how to structure your presentation, incorporate tone and body language to truly engage with audience. The second new Toastmaster we have in the house is Kriti Surana. She loves exploring new places, reading and singing songs along the way. A small change can make a big difference, is what she believes in. Inspiration has brought her here, and inspiration is what she wishes to share with the world. At this club, Kriti, you'll learn how. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to welcome Toastmaster Darshini and Toastmaster Kriti with huge round of applause to Vellore Toastmasters Club. We wish you all the very best for the journey ahead. So this brings us to the first segment of our meeting, prepared speech. We have one speech lined up today, and the speaker is someone whose spirit whose spirit for life has inspired many. You see, inspiration is like a social disease. It's like a virus. It's amazing how one person spreads it and the next person catches it. So before I call this person on screen, it's time to invite his evaluator, who will be giving the report about who will be mentioning his project report. Over to Toastmaster Devendran.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. So, good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I will be the evaluator of Toastmaster Vijay Surana. Today, Toastmaster Vijay is going to present his Level 1, Project 4 on research and presentation on his pathways with the title of What Hungry Are You? The purpose of his speech today is to learn or review the basic research method and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic that he chooses. In his speech as an evaluator, the research content, vocal variety, gestures, comfort level, and audience awareness will be noted and will be presented at the end of the meeting. I wish all the very best for Toastmaster Vijay for giving this speech. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devendran. So, Toastmaster Vijay, what hungry are you? What hungry are you, Toastmaster Vijay?
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day, for the wonderful introduction that you've given me. It talks more about you and less about me. And timer, you will have to wait for a second before you start. I'll inform you when to start. Now, before I proceed, I'd like to acknowledge the credit of these findings to my source, who also happens to be my inspiration. His name is Eric Edemedes. Should you be interested to know more about food, health, and fitness, you should follow his flagship program known as Wild Fit, which is easily accessible on the Mind Valley platform. Timer, you may start now. Now, before Toastmaster Priyanka pounces upon me, saying, Vijay, this is wrong English. It's supposed to be, how hungry are you? Not what hungry are you? Let me assure you, by the end of the next 7 minutes or so, I shall prove to you that my English isn't so bad after all. Now, please pay attention. Back in 2018, when I started my transformational journey from being an obese at 110 kilograms to what now I am at a 35 kilos lighter, what kept me through the tedious journey is my research on various aspects about food, fitness, health, weight management, most importantly, food. And when I started my research on food, the first thing I wanted to decode was hunger. And it is here that I found the most commonly misunderstood concept of being hungry. Shall we dive deeper into hunger now? What is hunger? Hunger is a sensation like pain, which may occur out of injury, a cut, maybe internal health issues. And like pain are of different kinds, like emotional pain, mental pain, or a physical pain. Hunger or sensation of hunger may have different underlying principles. Simply speaking, there are different kinds of hunger. Now let me put you to an example. Imagine you've been to a party and you've had a wholesome dinner, a 3-course meal, and your stomach is full. But sometimes you have this underlying feeling of dissatisfaction. You yearn for something else. You feel like I need something to end this dinner with. Most of the times it's the dessert. But have you wondered why? Because hunger isn't just about filling stomachs. There's much more. And today I'm going to broadly classify hunger into 6 different kinds. And to make it interesting, let me start it backwards. So the 6th kind of hunger is thirst. Yes, being thirsty is a kind of hunger. You see, back in the evolutionary days, when mankind was just evolving, we didn't always have access to potable water. Much of the water our body required came from fruits and vegetables that were rich in water. So whenever the body detected low water or dehydrated levels, it would sense a trigger. It would trigger a sensation called hunger. So the caveman would just walk to one of the trees, pick up a fruit or a vegetable, and quench his thirst, not hunger per se. The 5th kind of a hunger is emotional hunger. I believe I don't have to explain this further. How many of us have associated happiness and celebrations with desserts, cakes, and ice creams? You know why? Because sugar triggers the reward system in our body. Consumption of sugar-rich food releases the neurochemicals which makes us feel ecstatic. And this is how emotion controls hunger. The 4th kind of hunger is a rather important kind of hunger. It is the hunger for variety. You know, for the ideal functioning of our body, we require a lot of macro and micronutrients, namely carbohydrates, proteins, lots of minerals and vitamins, fats, and there isn't a single source of natural food which can give you all these combined in one food. Hence, we crave for variety. Otherwise, we may remain nutritionally deficient. The hunger for variety is hardwired in our DNA so that we may remain nutritionally sufficient. The 3rd kind of a hunger is the hunger for primary fuel. What's the primary fuel for our body? Sugar, aka carbohydrates. We need sugar to run our body. It's like the petrol to our body, readily accessible and quick burning ratio. So whenever our body detects that we are running low on the blood sugar level, it triggers a sensation of hunger so that we can have some food. The body gets immediate sugar to run its functions. Otherwise, the body will have to go through a rather lengthy process of converting the carbohydrates stored in the fat cells into energy. Now, the 2nd kind of hunger. It is the desire to eat, what I call the physical hunger. Many a times, we feel our stomachs growling. These are basically the muscles and tissues that make up our stomach. You see, our stomach is designed to expand to a great extent. And whenever there's a hollow space, the contractions occur, giving us the feeling what we feel or what we name as hunger. Now, this brings us the one true real hunger, the hunger of nutrition, the nutritional hunger. For body to function properly, we require 8 grams of vitamins and minerals every day. Yes, you heard me right. A mere 8 grams of vitamins and minerals. That's why they are named micronutrients. And you know, with all the kind of food we have, we still remain nutritionally deficient. Irony of being hungry. In my research about hunger, I found that our modern lifestyle and eating habits, while we are continuously trying to feed ourselves, we actually remain constantly starved. Why? Because what we consume are named as empty calories, which gives us nothing but their primary fuel called carbohydrates. But now you know the underlying principles about being hungry. So you decode them efficiently. Now may I once again ask you officially, what hungry are you? Thank you for listening to me. This is Vijay Surana. Back to TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. Let's take 1 minute to provide feedback on Toastmaster Vijay's speech. You can use the private chat below. Timer, please let me know when 1 minute is up.
The Toastmaster of the day can continue.
Thank you, Somini. The way I see it, at any given point in our lives, we must choose between what is easy and what is right. You may choose to wake up early or sleep till it's late, improve your fitness or watch TV, spend money or choose to invest it, read a book or play video games, indulge in pleasures now or delay them. You'll have to choose between instant gratification and delayed gratification. And it's not easy to delay gratification. I mean, I would choose to sleep over waking up early any day. I would rather watch Netflix over exercise because it's easy, it's more rewarding, it's pleasurable compared to the latter activity. But what I have realized over a period of time is that instant gratification feels good in the moment. It feels good as you do it. But shortly after, say it's 10 minutes, you can barely remember the fact that you were feeling good before. The catch is that instant gratifications, they don't last. So I was eating junk food and it made me feel so good in the moment. I enjoyed having my pizzas, burgers, fries, and Coke. But what it really did was made me regret later. Short-term pleasure, long-term pain. You become like a dopamine addicted rat. When you start seeking instant gratification in one area of your life, it spills into all areas of your life, which means you are going to get impatient. Your attention span is going to reduce. You'll spend unnecessarily. I came to a point where I had to make a choice. I had to choose between what was easy and what was right. Speaking of choices, it's time for the table topics. You'll have to choose between volunteering and not volunteering. Just remember, do the things that are right, and right things are not easy. Today's table topic master is someone I was in complete awe with the first time I saw her conduct table topics. Literally, it was one of the best role plays I've seen for a table topic. She has taken up this role at a very short notice. In fact, she's playing 3 roles today, and she's the only person who can do it. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for table topics master of today, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Toastmaster of the day, TM Rithik. Table topics is a trademark of Toastmasters. It is nothing but simply spontaneous or extempore speaking on a given topic. It is a tradition intended to help members develop their ability to organize their thoughts and respond quickly to a question. It boosts your confidence and increases one's impromptu speaking skills. The speeches shall be from 1 to 2 minutes. The timer will show you a green card at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes, which shall stay till the speaker ends the speech. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And my dear newbies, please don't think you don't stand a chance here, because when I was a newbie, I was the first person picked up by the president. So here we go. Any volunteers? Anyone? I think we can have Darshini.
Okay.
Yes. Are you ready? Being a newbie, I think you have listened to the instructions. All right, timing
Yes.
and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So your question would be: are you a patient postponer who doesn't buy things on impulse, or an instant gratifier who buys things on impulse? Toastmaster Darshini, are you a patient postponer who doesn't buy things on impulse, or an instant gratifier who buys things on impulse?
Before the timer begins, I would like to clarify. So I have to speak for it and against it, or should I
You have to
select
choose
one?
Yeah, select one, which category you belong to, and speak on it.
Okay. Okay. So I'll begin right now. So if you'd asked me this question like 3-4 years back, I would say that I am an impulse buyer. But as of now, I've become more mature and I've started to think where to invest on and what to invest in. And so right now, if you ask, I would say I patiently make my research and then buy things, because when we were kids, you used to ask for so many things. And if you ask 5 things, you get 1 thing, because parents don't get everything you ask. But when you become older, you just have to state the pros and cons of why you're going to buy that to the parents. So when you state that, they know that you're mature and you're able to make the purchases, and it also feels good after making the purchases. Like instant gratification, it feels good when you buy it, but sometimes you just say, why did I spend so much money on this? But if you say, as of now, I wouldn't regret, because that's how much I've turned into a better person. So that is about me changing over. And generally, I would like to speak about gratification. I'll also like try to speak on what Sir told. Like, I think, okay, no, I shouldn't speak about this here. Like, I'm sorry. Like, no, I just went off topic. I'm sorry. I'll end my speech here. I'm sorry. I just finished that, and I wanted to the speech I got from Sir was inspirational, so that just came in me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't speak about that. Thank
That
you.
was truly amazing, Darshini. As
I'm sorry I went off topic. Sorry.
That's not at all a problem. As Toastmaster Vijay said, you are truly an MBA material. And all. So, do we have any other volunteers, or should I pick up? Anyone? Okay, I think we can have Kriti, the second person.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Hi, Kriti.
Hi.
I think you have attended the table topic session before, right?
Yeah.
Being a guest. Yeah, okay. So your question will be, what is your biggest regret in life and why? Toastmaster Kriti, what is your biggest regret in life and why?
Can I have 1 minute to think about it? Or like,
You can have 30 seconds. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Hmm. Okay, what came in my mind first? Can I start? Yeah, so what came in my mind first, what is my biggest regret till now is not working, is during my 11th and 12th period, school life. During that time, I didn't work hard enough, and I was having instant gratification, and I was having fun in during the school days, during 11th and 12th, and I didn't work hard. I wanted to clear. My dream was to clear entrance of IIT, JEE mains, and go to one of the most topmost IIT in India and get selected in that. I didn't work hard enough, and I also other entrance exam also. I was like, I didn't give that much interest. Now I feel it's a regret, but I guess this everything happens for a reason, and this will I guess this this journey, sudden diversion to VIT will currently which I am doing will surely give fruitful results, as well as I guess it will take me to my dreams. Somehow it will again I'll again rejoin to my road of dreams again. Yeah, that's it. I guess I end my speech. I guess.
Thank you so much, Kriti. That was amazing. And obviously, life doesn't go as planned. You have to take up what comes to you and face challenges and succeed. So, the last table topic, anyone? Any volunteers? I think we can have.
I think Vijay sir is voluntary.
Okay, Vijay sir. Okay, wow.
Thank you.
The topic for you is, sir, would you say I love you more to your parents or your children? Toastmaster Vijay, would you say I love you more to your parents or children?
Thank you, Table Topics Master. And before I start, I'd like to really congratulate both Darshni and Kriti today. I remember my first meetings, I didn't even turn on my camera. Okay. And these people have come forward and delivered a table topic session, which I dread even today. Right. So many congratulations to both of them. Let me start now with my speech. Would I say I love you more, my children, child for me, or my parents? Undoubtedly, it would be my child. Because research shows that a child has to listen to I love you more than anyone else on earth. And naturally and biologically, the whole purpose of mankind, or for that matter, any living creature, is to leave the next genome more evolved for the better tomorrow of the world. So it is our duty in our DNA, the very purpose of existence, to live a better DNA of humankind. And how do we do it? By love, by showering love, by showing that you love your children more. That is why we are made. That is what my parents taught me as well. They said me, I love you more than to their parents. So I believe children, they deserve all the love, not just showering them, but showing them and telling them. The first thing I do in the morning every day when I see my child or when I wake her up is to tell her three things. Sarah, good morning, beta. I love you and I'm so proud of you. And with a peck on her head. This is how every day of mine begins. And I believe all of us should do the same. Thank you for this opportunity. Back to Toastmaster, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijay. You again keep on proving yourself from being a better human being, an excellent orator, and now and a very good father. Thank you so much. And with this, we come to the end of the table topic session and over to the Toastmaster of the day, Rithik.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka for conducting a wonderful table topics. Thank you people for coming forward to speak. It takes a great deal of courage just to volunteer for table topics, and I really appreciate you all for it. Coming back to our theme, by now you get an idea of what instant and delayed gratification are. Summarizing them in 2 lines, instant gratification is short-term pleasure at cost of long-term fulfillment. One example could be not volunteering for table topics. It may feel good in short term, not volunteering, but you regret it later for missing the opportunity. On the flip side, delayed gratification is short-term sacrifice of superficial pleasure at reward of long-term fulfillment. Example may be volunteering for table topics. You may not feel good volunteering for table topics in the moment, but you feel fulfilled later for taking this opportunity. This is the power of delayed gratification. The question really is, how do we practice delayed gratification? So my habit of eating junk food started affecting other areas of my life. It started spreading like a wildfire until I was broke. This is about the time I decided to make the right choice, bring a change. So I joined gym. The idea behind is, if you exercise, you're creating a habit of exercising. So you're likely to do more exercises in future. You're also getting into habit of practicing delayed gratification, which is going to spill in as benefit to all the other areas of your life like it did to me. Going to the gym has helped me have a clearer mind, which have helped my relationships because I'm less defensive. It has helped me in my business as I'm able to do better work. And because it has helped me have a clearer mind, I'm able to make better health choices. It's been about a week I've been practicing delayed gratification, and I did not eat junk food since then. I'm not completely there yet, but I'm on my way. And this did not happen until I was completely broke and I had to evaluate my actions. Speaking of evaluations, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the final segment of our meeting, the evaluations. The evaluators of today's session have spent their time, energy just to evaluate your performance. I had nobody to evaluate my choices, and it was really difficult to be accountable. But it's not the case today. Let's not take evaluations for granted. Over to you, General Evaluator Mahalakshmi.
Mahalakshmi ma'am is not yet, so I will be evaluating Toastmaster with this speech. Yeah. So thank you, Toastmaster Rithik. So I first congratulate Toastmaster Vijay Surana for successfully completing his level 1 project 4, and great applause for that. So it was an amazing speech and well informative speech, and as a well researched content on the food that we should be able to consume. And I was wondering the comfort level on you on delivering the speech from the start till the end. It was like you are you are very free, and you are very free to interact with the audience, and the content was amazing, where we actually need it today, because nowadays everywhere we see the food stall and we consume more junk foods and we are not taking care of our health. As soon as you start your speech, the way you made the audience to get into it was really amazing. The structure of your speech was perfect. It has a good introduction, and in the body you were explaining the 6 classification, and at last ended up with a question to the audience. So in spite of that, I have 2 suggestions where you can work on. Throughout your speech, your vocal variety was at the same level. So I think in some sometimes you may have increased your voice and sometimes you may decrease your voice, but throughout your speech it was at the same level. So you can work on that. And the second thing is, you can give more examples on the contents that you use. like 6 classifications you said, and in each sections you may add more examples, so that the audience may get more interacted over that by considering by involving in the other things. So now I feel um, I should be mindful on what we eat and how much we eat instead of taking the full meals. So, and it was a wonderful speech, and I really thank for giving us the great informative and uh, what do you call it? Like it was like an educational session, like about what we should take every day. So thanks for that, sir, and thank you, and over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devendran. Uh, I call tag team now for evaluations. Can we have the timer, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So today, in the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Vijay has qualified with 7 minutes on the dot. In TT speeches, I'd like to inform that every speaker has qualified with the Toastmaster Darshini taking 1 minute 17 seconds, Toastmaster Kriti taking 1 minute 22 seconds, and Toastmaster Vijay taking 1 minute 40 seconds. In the evaluation segment, our evaluator today, Toastmaster Devendran, has also qualified with 2 minutes, I guess approximately it's 20 seconds. And today, it was evident that every speaker has been mindful of their speeches and given wonderful speeches. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Somini. May we have the R counter for today, Toastmaster Bharat?
Yeah, thank you, Rithik. So let's go ahead with the report of our counter. So today, I'm glad to announce that Toastmaster Vijay, Toastmaster Darshini, and Toastmaster Kriti are less than 5 hour counts. Yes. So in general, I wish to recommend for every speakers in futures that, so if you are a prepared speaker, you can practice more in your speech and you can reduce the fillers in your speeches. And if you are a table topic speaker, well, you cannot practice, but you can reduce the nervousness in your speech, and that will make you reduce your fillers. Yes. So actually, there is only 2 speakers in the world. Does anybody know that? There are only 2 speakers in the world.
People who are nervous and people who lie about not being nervous.
Yeah, that's correct. So the first one is the nervous speakers and the second one is liars. So choose the one whom you want to be. So when you're doing a table topic, you might be nervous. So just take a deep breath, and so that you can reduce the R counts and you can do a great speech. So that's it. And over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat, for that wonderful evaluations. Moving on, I would like to call grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Priyanka, for her evaluations.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Today, all the 4 speeches were extraordinary, very informative, and it kept us engaged. And congratulations to the newcomers, Kriti and Darshini, for boldly accepting the table topics and speaking on them. And Toastmaster Devendran sir, Saumini Vijay sir, and I'm sorry if I haven't noted, for being mindful to use the word mindful in your speech. Thank you so much. And there weren't any errors that I spotted in your speeches today. In all, it was an amazing session. Thank you. And over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. Since we don't have general evaluator today, anybody here is open to give any evaluations on anybody you would like, if you want to, about how you felt about this session in general, or how you can improve anything. Like I felt that Toastmaster Devendran sir's evaluation was amazing. It improved a lot. Would anybody like to share anything? Yes, sir. Yes,
Can I?
Vijay, sir. Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the new team and the new year. They've done a wonderful job, and I'm highly impressed because I'm in a team of highly motivated individuals and youngsters here. That's the what do you call the pie on the cake? That's what I'm having here today. You all are like energy bombs, giving and feeding me the much needed push at my age and at the stage in my life which I sometimes feel like, why do I have to push myself now? I'm already there. But you guys, you show me the kind of energy you guys put in is absolutely amazing. Like Toastmaster Priyanka taking 3 roles, I wouldn't take. Somebody messaged me, can you be the presiding officer today? I just replied, I'm giving a speech, yaar. I cannot take. And you have Priyanka here selling, okay, you have more? Bring it on. I'm there. I'm like, what kind of a material is she made of? Bring it on. Chalo. Can I have a meeting all by myself? I do everything. No, this is the kind of energy we're looking at. Amazing, absolutely amazing. We have so dedicated. The research you've done, Rithik, I think we've spoken this on Inspiring Curiosity is one of my club, delayed gratification. And I think I included this only on that compounding effect, which you had recommended me to speak on. I remember it vividly, right? We had an Inspiring Curiosities, the first meeting after Corona, I believe. We wanted all to meet and we met. And that is where I said, if I wanted to stress upon compounding effect. So I said that we indulge in delayed gratification. And I should say that you've researched so much deeper into it. I had just touched the topic and went so deeper that shows, that you're doing your job amazingly well. And while we all doing our job so well, we are growing. That is what we've come here for. We all growing individually. It boosts our confidence level. It has shown us our new faces. I didn't know that I had such kind of a face. Maybe, Priyanka never knew that she could take 3-4 roles at a time. Dashni wouldn't have never known that in the first meet, I'll be able to do a table topics before she did today. But today she is more confident. Kriti is like, okay, next time I can do it. I've done it. No, it's fair. We can do it. It's easy. We're all growing. And it's amazing. I believe that rather than giving evaluation today, I say you congratulations to each one of you and pat on your backs and continue this, whatever you're doing the rest of the year. That's it from my end. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. I think he has covered most of the points. Thank you, TAC team. Thank you, Toastmaster Dev, for such a wonderful evaluations today. So I would like to conclude this session with a message, with a life study, like I always conclude. I hope you have watched the video I sent yesterday because it would be helpful in understanding this study. But if you have not, it's okay. You can always watch it later. It's buried somewhere in the group. In 1960s, a Stanford professor named Walter Mischel began conducting a series of important psychological studies. During his experiment, Mischel and his team tested hundreds of children, most of them around the age of 4 and 5 years old, and revealed what is now believed to be one of the most important characteristics for success in health, work, and life in general. Let's talk about what happened and, more importantly, how you can use it. The experiment began by bringing each child into a private room, sitting them down in a chair and placing a marshmallow on the table in front of them. At this point, the researcher offered a deal to the child. The researcher told the child that he was going to leave the room and that if the child did not eat the marshmallow while he was away, then they would be rewarded with a second marshmallow. However, if the child decided to eat the first one before the researcher came back, they would not get a second marshmallow. So the choice was simple: one treat right now or 2 treats later. So the researcher leaves the room for 15 minutes. As you can imagine, the hidden camera in the rooms showing the temptation on kids' face was rather entertaining. They smell the marshmallow, they lick the marshmallow. Some of them ate tiny pieces of marshmallow, hoping no one notices. And few of the kids actually end up eating the whole marshmallow before 15 minutes were up. And finally, very few children managed to wait the entire time. Published in 1972, this popular study became known as the Marshmallow Experiment. But it wasn't the treat that made it famous. The interesting part came years later. As the years rolled on, the children grew up, and researchers conducted follow-up studies and tracked each child's project in a number of areas. What they found was surprising. The children who were willing to delay gratification and waited until second marshmallow ended up having higher SAT scores, lower level of substance abuse, lower likelihood of obesity, better responses to stress, better social skills as reported by their parents, and generally better scores in a range of other measures of life. The researcher followed each child for more than 40 years, and over again, the group who waited patiently for the second marshmallow succeeded in whatever capacity they were measuring. In other words, this series of experiments proved that the ability to delay gratification was critical for success in life. If you delay the gratification of spending money on materialistic things and properly invest it, then you'll be more wealthy in the years to come. If you delay the gratification of watching Netflix and read a book, then you'll have a healthy and open mind. If you delay the gratification of staying in comfort zone and seeking discomfort, then your growth rate will be limitless in the years to come. I have delayed my gratification of eating junk food and started to exercise. I choose discipline over regret. If I can do it, so can you. If there is one thing I would really want you to take home from this entire session, it is this: suffering is inevitable. We all are going to suffer in one way or other. And there's literally nothing you can do about it. But we have the power to choose our pain. We can either choose discipline and attack life, or we can choose regret or let life attack us. Thank you for listening to this message. I hope this session brings values in our life. Until then, I hope to see you next session. Over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Bharat.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Rithik, for presenting us a wonderful session. I hope we all enjoyed the session throughout each and every minute of the session. So, and I also happy for starting the 2021 as the presiding officer in the session. Well, and how many did we receive the vote?
So only 6 members have voted. So if 2 other people can vote, we can proceed with the results.
Yeah, so the remaining 2 people, can you
The
please vote?
link is given in the chat box. Please vote for the winners of today.
Yeah.
So many, haven't you received the balance forms?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've sent it to Bharat. Yeah, I think
Yes,
he's
sir.
ready.
I have noted.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's time to announce the ballot winners. So the best PT speaker of today's session is Toastmaster Vijay. And moving on to the best tag row player of the session, it's Toastmaster Priyanka. And finally, the best role player. Yes, it's none other than Toastmaster Rithik for you. Yeah, that's it from the ballot winners. So I congratulate everyone who participated in the session, and I especially want to congratulate our newbies, Toastmaster Dashini and Toastmaster Kriti, for their brave in presenting a table topic speech. And actually, I'm jealous after hearing the speech. Yeah. So when I was doing my first table topic speech, I was so nervous, and I mean, it means I was lack of words. But you guys did a great job, and I hope you guys will be having a great journey ahead. That's it. So I hope we all have a great session, and over to the Sergeant at Arms.
We come to the end of a wonderful session and the super kickstart to 2021. But before that, I have a small personal experience to share. It might bore you, but please. Few days back, me and my friends had planned on a trip the end of 2019. And when I approached my dad for him to pitch in some money, he said, no, I am not going to support you for this trip, and that you need to cut down on your expenses and save up for your trip. I was cornered. I'm generally a person who spend a lot, and especially on food spree. I spend a lot to eat. I love to explore different foods and different cuisines. It's like 75% of my pocket money goes on food. So that was, and my father was like kind of stubborn. He's like, if you are going to pitch in your money, go, or else then not. I was cornered, and it had a gap of 1 month for the trip, 1.5 months. And I started saving up. I started to cut down on my expenses, my food spree, everything. And to my surprise, I saved a huge amount. In fact, after spending for all the necessities for the basic needs, I saved up a huge amount. I went and I said to my father, and he felt really proud of me. And that's when I realized how much I was wasting for unnecessary things and how much I could have saved up for all these years. And moreover, not only that, cutting down on my food spree and unnecessary junk, I also lost 3 kilos. So it taught me a lot of things. And but the bad thing that happened was my father said that he's never and anymore going to pitch in any money for any of my trips or financial needs, and then I have to support myself. And not only that, according to the marshmallow test that Toastmaster Rithik said, I think animals are much more disciplined and obedient in that fact. Because when I say my dog to wait and not touch the food, no matter how long I take, whether it is a gap of 5 minutes or 20 minutes, my dog sits in the same place looking at me. He doesn't go forward or even lick it or touch it. And that's why my parents say, dogs are way disciplined than you, Priyanka, and they have that self-control to not eat. So with this, we come to the end of this session, and I hope we all have learned on how to put off on the delayed gratification and what impulse gratification can do to us. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you guys for the wonderful session. Priyanka, you have won all the way.
Thank you, sir. And you taught me a lot, because after every Toastmaster session, if I've done good, I go to the shop and get an 80 rupees dairy milk to treat myself. And now I realize what kind of craving is that. So I'm no more going to do that.
Right. everyone of you. Thank you very much for this wonderful day. So many, our next session is not on 17th, right? We are celebrating Pongal. So our next
It's
session
on
is going to be-
24th.
Okay, this is for the information of everyone present here. I think she's going to post that on the group as well. We will not have a session next week because of Pongal, and we're going to have in the 24th, right?
4th.
Yeah, and I expect the kind of vigor and the kind of enthusiasm Darshni and Kriti has, that they take up some role for the 24th. You can start taking timer or R counter, which are very easier roles. I started my roles with timer. It's pretty easy. You can start doing that. Right. Thank you, everyone. Rithik, thank you for teaching something new.
Thank you for listening, everybody. It was a wonderful
Even
session today.
yeah,
We all
sir,
learn from each other.
that's right. That's Toastmaster. Thank you, Devendran sir. I'll be looking forward to the evaluation form from you.
Yeah.
Vijay sir, my evaluation form too.
I'll do it tomorrow. I was, pretty occupied with the speech thing today. So tomorrow I'll do it. Right. Thank you, Darshni. Thank you, Kriti,
Yes, sir.
Mahalakshmi.
Thank you, sir.
I believe you're traveling and you still managed, you showed us the spirit to do it. That's wonderful.
Yes, that is
Sorry,
kind of-
sir. I really tried, but my bloody network won't allow me. I struggled many times. I get in the meeting, but I can't.
No,
I'm
I
very
know.
sorry, guys. I written
No,
something
no.
also.
No, we should be thankful to you, for trying so hard and showing us, leading the way. We'll be mindful henceforth about our rules.
Thank you, sir.
Right?
Because
Bye-bye,
today
everyone.
morning we had
Yeah.
2 backouts. Today morning. So I had to call up Mahalakshmi ma'am and Priyanka to take up triple role. And I know how exhaustive it is. I had done this like 1 month ago. And myself and Rahul, we had to go for therapy after that, after the session. We
So
conducted
many-
a session with 5 people.
So many, you won't believe that whom I contacted for filling up the roles, okay? I contacted Toastmaster Tamil Etsi and Toastmaster Anand for both. That please come and take the general evaluator's role or the presiding officer's role, okay? I said that's 2021. 2020 is gone. Let us have a fresh beginning. But they both said that they were engaged. I said, then next time I'm going to call you again. Please take up a role.
And so many. I really appreciate your effort. So many, because it is a hectic work you done it today. Because everybody back out means a few of them back out means you have to manage now. It is a
Yes,
great
ma'am.
job. So many. It's a great job. Hats off.
The difference between last session and this session is that this time we had an energetic vibe, and I'm not feeling down like I felt last time. I think the credits go to TMOD and all our club members. So the reason I'm not going to therapy after this session is mainly Mahalakshmi ma'am and Priyanka for taking up the roles.
Learn to pat your back, so many. The reason is you as well.
Yeah, in fact, Somini had her exams going and she completed it by 12:30, I think, and she was up for a role. I mean,
The
pat your back.
energy and the enthusiasm she brings is amazing, really amazing. She's always smiling and ready to take up. Yaar, kaun role chhod raha? I'm there to grab it. And
Rithik,
look at
I
us.
really want to appreciate you. So